Well, welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. It's been since December since I've last posted a video, and I thought it was about time to do an update on some things. I guess the first thing I would like to update it on, I think one of my last couple of videos I did do was on my new Milwaukee Packout here. I did end up going and getting the bottom box that was on the rollers. It didn't take me long to figure out that when you fill these up, even these smaller boxes with all the goodies inside, they're pretty heavy, and you certainly don't want to carry them around stacked up at all. As far as the longevity of these wheels, I still think they're pretty chintzy. I don't know, we'll see how long it's going to last. I guess what I have going for me is this is just a side business for me. I'm not lugging this stuff around to job sites every day, but there's plenty of guys who are, and I haven't heard anyone complain about it yet. I just still feel that this is a really chintzy setup the way they have this here. I think what I'm going to do down the road, so I still have one more pack-up box that's not part of this stack here. What I'm thinking about doing is going and getting that plate you can get, that you can like put on a shelf or like in a vehicle or whatever, and you can snap them into place. Getting one of those and mounting it to something like a hand truck here. Not necessarily this hand truck, because this hand truck weighs a shit ton, but maybe even spending the money and getting like aluminum hand truck that folds up would be awesome. It's way better than the $200 option that Milwaukee has that doesn't fold up. That's like that. Because that's pretty much your two options. You either pay, I forgot what this was, like $139 for that, or there was like their hand truck version that's like $219 or something in that range. Don't quote me, but I think that's what it was. And I think my next system will be like that. And I'll just continue to use this until it breaks or whatever. And another thing I really don't care about this box is it's because of the recess of these wheels, which is nice that they keep them tight in like that, but it kind of makes the inside of that box kind of useless. There's really only so much you can put in it for all the space there is inside of it, which is kind of a downside. I wouldn't say this is my... I'll show you how I have it set up. Put you guys down a second. Alright, this is my current setup here. Pretty much all this Packout stack contains all my battery powered tools for the most part. This top box, or I use it as my top box. It's just kind of an assortment of the stuff I'm most likely to use. I got pencils, bits, the bits I'm most likely. Then I have this side for when I'm on the job, and if I'm taking stuff apart, I have a spot to put parts, screws while I'm working on stuff, so I don't lose them. So that's what that is. And this is my main kind of drill box. I can put 5 batteries along here. I also keep my flashlight in here, although I don't know why. I always think I always need this, but this is kind of one of those things I rarely use. Because more often than not, if I need a light, which I don't have it here, I have a bigger LED light that I can set up. And pretty much I have 2 drills, and I have a impact. And for a lot of what I do, impact is pretty much useless, but I carry one with me anyways. This box is pretty much all sorts of bits and blades and whatever. I got my multi-tool in here. This Milwaukee case is all my tooling for the multi-tool. Got a decent set of Irwin drills in there. I got room to add more stuff in here. I can put this on a battery and give myself USB charging capabilities with this. I usually use that if I'm streaming something off my phone, listening to it. I think in here I just have some of my bigger bits. Yeah, I don't use these too often, but when I do, I got them with me. Then I got some self-centering bits in here. Then I got a bunch of Sawzall blades over here. My hole saws and accoutrements down here. I don't really have a whole lot of different sizes. You know, being a cabinet guy, there's really only so... I just gotta punch holes big enough to get pipes through most of the time. And that pretty much covers me. And then down here, I just got some random stuff, really. Sanding pad that came with my sander that I've never used, but I keep it in here anyways. Booties, trash bag. I keep a charger in here. I don't know why, because I usually have more batteries I know what to do with, so I don't like to wait around on them charging, because this is only a fraction of the batteries I have. But for a lot of the side jobs I do, if I charge all these up before I go, this is way more battery power than I usually need. And I keep my little recip saw in here. I really liked this when I bought it, but now that I've used it a couple times, I'm kind of on the fence whether I still like it or not. I mean, I think a lot of the times I've tried to use it, I was using it I was being lazy, and I was using it on a bigger project than I should have been using it for, and it just didn't perform good. And I ended up having to bust out the big corded recip saw I have anyways. So I guess, I don't know, I thought that would be cool to get into some tight places with, but a lot of the tight places I've had to get into, I really needed my bigger size one anyhow. So like I said, I'm on the fence whether I like that or not. And I got my circ saw in here, and I got this blower. This blower is pretty cool. Blowing stuff off as you're working on it, making a lot of dust. Then this sander came with a actually, I think all these were all part of the same tool set that I had bought, Makita tool set I bought, and that was in there. It wasn't really one of the tools I was looking for, so I have nicer air sanders, but I always just keep it with me because I think, oh yeah, someday if I need to sand something on a job, I have a sander with me, and I have yet come to that situation where I need to sand that much where it was worth breaking that out. And this is that Lone sanding pad they sent with it. And then this is my little nozzle that goes on the blower. It don't fit in here otherwise, that's why I take it off and put it up here in this tray. So this is my current loadout. I'm sure I'll probably change a couple more times before I find a sub that I really like. It's changed about 3 or 4 times since I bought this Packout system. A lot of these battery tools, I had a nice Makita bag that actually came with a lot of these tools, and I had everything in that bag, but when it came down to actually setting up this system so it made some amount of sense, because my first couple layouts I had one box that was basically the drills, and then the batteries almost needed their own box, and I had this box that was its own, and it was kind of a cluster, to tell you the truth. This actually works out better where every one of these boxes kind of goes together is what I'm trying to say. And a lot of my other carpentry tools have gone into other systems, or not other systems, but other toolboxes that I take along with me. And quite frankly, one of the negatives I will say about this is some of those other carpentry tools just didn't really fit into these boxes worth a damn, and got good use out of them. And I would even kind of argue with some of this system, how I have it now, really doesn't get the best use out of these, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. It's not a perfect system. There's definitely a lot of things I like about it. Definitely a lot of things that, I'm not sure if it was worth the money sometimes.